Well, hey there, friends and football fans. Week 10 is over, and Labor Day is over, and it's time for I Challenge That. Week 10, and Week 10 saw the Winnipeg Blue Bombers suffer defeat at the hands of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Man, that was an entertaining game if you watched it, and if you didn't watch it, you sure missed something special. Unfortunately, the Bombers lost, but they were in that one, and then they were out of it, and then they were back in it leading, and then at the end they didn't win. So hey, some people would say, Don, you should be challenging that Mike O'Shea went for the field goal with about 4 minutes left as opposed to trying for a first down and touchdown. Hey, if you want to discuss it, that's cool. Doug Brown actually wrote a really good article on that, so go check it up on the Winnipeg Free Press. Doug Brown, he talks all about that in his opinion on that. That's not what I want to talk about today. Again, we're going to talk about a nagging issue, maybe two, but one of them is run defense. Bombers have got to figure out a way to stop the run defense. I think that's going to be paramount as we start moving later into the season and into the playoffs, when the passing game seems to decrease in the outside stadiums and the run game seems to increase. The Bombers have got small defensive backs. They are built to be quick, but they've got to stop the run. That's always been a concern of Gary Echeverry's defense, is its ability to stop the run, and that's going to be paramount as the weather turns bad. Now, mind you, should they make it to the Grey Cup, that is an indoor game, so who knows. But the other thing I want to talk about this year that has been consistently inconsistent is the referees. And no, it hasn't just been in the Bombers game, it's been in a bunch of games all around where the referees just don't seem to be consistent this year. Hey, look, I don't like to blame a loss on the referees. They're not the ones that are out there putting up or not putting up points. But I tell you what, in a close game, referees have an impact more than they should. Now, someone's going to look at me and say, yeah, but you know what? A good team should not let the referees have a chance to affect the game. Hey, that might be true. But you know, for a team like the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who are finding their identity and starting up this year and moving in the right direction, I don't think they're a great team, and so the reffing will impact them. Other people will say, yeah, but you know, the Bombers had their chance early on in the game and they could have done something, and if they wouldn't, then the reffing wouldn't have been a consideration. That logic is fine, but you gotta look at it, guys, from both sides. If the reffing wouldn't have been how it was, then it wouldn't have mattered that the Bombers misplaced. People like to look at things and only take it from one side and not the other. You know what? You only can look at a game up until that point in the game. Whatever's happened has happened, and at that point in the game, if the reffing has an influence, it has. And in the last portion, if the reffing has influenced the game, then it's had an impact on the whole game. So those are the two things I want to challenge. Bombers, you got to stop the run game. You got to figure out a way to do that. And reffing, you got to be a little bit more consistent here. I don't think refs are out to cheat anyone, but that was a bad game. Refs, you had a bad game. Andre Proulx, I challenge you and your crew to step it up. And so those two things, I challenge that.